Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Dr. Garais, Bio 112, and this is a review of, or not a review, but like an introduction on what you're going to need to do for your, your projects. So when you go, bring it to student view. You're in your Canvas course shell and you go into assignments. You go all the way down. You can show assignment by type. When you go all the way down here, like somewhere midway, that's course project. It's worth 10%. 5% is your actual presentation, and 5% of your overall grade for the course is the PowerPoint. So I'm going to show you an example of a very good PowerPoint as well on what to do. But first things first, I will also be choosing subject topics by random, and then if you have issue with the topic that you were given, then let's kindly talk and negotiate. But I'm gonna publish those in announcements shortly. And the way I chose them is I put them on like this picker wheel like this, and then I find your name, and then I hit spin, and whatever it lands on, that's what you got. So back to this, you open up the course project, and then you'll see the objective and what you need to do. So you have to have a title page with full and proper name and number of this class. Where do you get the full and proper name of this class? When you go click on Bio 112, in the very beginning, there's a full name. It's Bio 112, Anatomy and Physiology 1 with medical terminology. That's what it should read on your title page of your PowerPoint. And also, if you don't know how to do PowerPoint, if you don't know how to do APA 7th edition citation, come see me, watch the videos, do something about it, because you will be taken, there will be points taken off. And this, I'm telling you, this is very straightforward. It's quick 10%. But if you don't listen, you don't follow the directions, you're going to eat away at something that, should be pretty straightforward. And I will also be providing time in class for people to work on things. If you don't take advantage of that time, well, it's on you. Remember, again, I have to repeat myself ad nauseum. Um, I am merely a glorified secretary. I only take down what either you did or didn't do. It's that simple. So your title page, if you did it correctly, should have your full name, the title of your presentation, the title, a proper name and number of the class, my name spelled correctly, right? And of course, my title, I earned it, comma MD at the end. And of course, date of submission. Now, you'll be submitting on Canvas, and you have to submit by that morning. You don't know when, look at announcements, look at our first announcement. It has a calendar on it. It states exactly when. I believe I also stated down here. Yep. And it's March 15th. I was supposed to assign stuff randomly last night. So I'm going to take these and randomly assign them to members of the class momentarily. All right. Uh, what else is next? After your title page, you should have a page of basic definitions. Like, let's pick something out of blue, like cystic fibrosis. Talk about the definition of cystic fibrosis. Make sure you get it from a legitimate website, not WebMD, not a .com, something legit, something medical, and .edu, a medical school or a nursing school, .gov, some Department of Health or National Institute of Health government agency, or .org, like a hospital, or like for example, for cystic fibrosis, you could probably look up it in the American College of Pulmonary Medicine, that kind of thing. Basic physiology. So a little bit real quick about normal. So I'm going to talk about cystic fibrosis. I'm going to talk about mucus. I'm going to talk a little bit of the immune system. And remember, this is a 10-minute presentation. So you don't have to, don't be me. Don't be verbose. Don't talk too much. What I mean by that is get, don't be me. Go straight to the point. Pathophysiology. Now, you could do that while you're talking about the physiology. What happens? Like, for example, if you get cystic fibrosis, you got to talk about all the mucus that it creates and all the problems that too much mucus creates. Signs and symptoms. You match that up to the pathophysiology. So, for example, if you got a lot of mucus in cystic fibrosis, can you breathe too well? Can you do anything well? Even your GI has mucus in it. What if there was too much mucus in your gastrointestinal tract? That becomes a problem. And then last but not least, you should have your work cited or your reference list page. And that's at the very end. And that's your APA formatted citations, right? And you should have citations in text and also in this reference list. And I'll show you examples of in text. Of any chart, diagram, photo do you use. And also, don't put photos and diagrams for the sake of putting photos and diagrams. You put them in if they help you explain your concepts and your ideas. You don't add things, just for the sake of adding or padding, so it'll look good. And again here, don't know anything about 7th edition APA formatting, then ask me, go to your library. Um, uh, you know, here's some legit sources that I was talking about. So let's jump right to it. This is from another student from another class, but I believe this person has a really nice PowerPoint, and it, of course, scored a 100 because it's exactly what it's exactly what we're looking for. Oh, I should have took her name out, but it's Miss Bennett. You'll see her around. Do you see how she put the full title? She even put the code of the term, right? It was ANP2 with medical terminology. She spelled my name correctly, and she put the date of the submission. She put what is cancer, and did you see when she did here? This is called in-text citation, or she could have wrote according to Medline Plus, which is a medical encyclopedia. Borderline, I accept it, but could have got it from the American Lung Association or the American College of Pulmonologists. She could have done that. And she didn't use a lot of words because she's going to explain it in class. So don't be one of these people who puts the entire paragraph that you found online and then you read it off your PowerPoint or you read it off some cue cards. That's not what we want. We want someone who can, have some basic ideas and then explain it to the rest of us like we were all 10-year-olds, right? In very simple, basic language. So what is lung cancer? She forgot a question mark here, so watch your grammar, okay? And your spelling. Make sure, and you see it's a little bit on the small side. Make your letters big and make them consistent. You'll see here she used a chart. Another way that you can get away with not using a chart, why don't you just take a chart, right? But you could still in-text citation. The author is Marx, comma, and then, blah, 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 or the year of when that particular document was taken from. Try to get something from 2022 and better. Okay. Remember, in science, you try to get things that are up to date. I always use the example of your cell phone. Just imagine if you're getting a citation or a source of education material from 2019. That's outdated in science. Think about what your phone looked like in 2019. Well, it's the same thing for regarding the sciences. Try to get something in academics that's, up to date. So she had small cell versus non-small, right? And then she, of course, in-text citation right here. And that's how you do an in-text citation. It's in parentheses, it's very small, and you could add it right there. Oh, that's another thing. You don't know how to use PowerPoint? Please come see me. Or, hey, hit up YouTube tutorials. They're just as good as talking to me. You see how she put it in here? The American Cancer Society? That's where she got it from. And, right, she put the stats in. She put, some famous people. You do that. Shows you what puts you at risk. Okay. See, I don't know why she put this here. You could see why, you have an extra photograph for what? Well, she probably explained what metastasis is, but do you see how all janky it is? This one as well. It's got a lot of things on it, right? But you could see here, how does it affect? Well, because lung cancer will give you shortness of breath. You could cough up blood, unexplained weight loss, right? And then she went some signs and symptoms. Oop, I should have took some points off because she didn't put a citation of where this is from. Because in academics, if you don't put where this is from, it's obvious you didn't do this. Therefore, you lifted it off of somebody and you're cheating. Yeah, see, she did it again. Right? It's all well and good, but make sure you put it a little parentheses on the end on where you got it from and in the proper APA 7th edition format. And look that up, what that looks like. And then at the very, very end, she cited every picture and everything that she did. That's your works cited page, also known as your reference list. Okay? So that's what it should look like. And no more than 10 minutes. I will have a timer on each one and every one of you. And because when you go overtime, we just stop. Okay, so practice it at home. Don't be one of those people. Like it's the first time you ever stepped in front of the audience. Practice it multiple times. You have a phone, video yourself. See if it looks appropriate. See if it sounds appropriate. Did you fall underneath the 10-minute time limit? Did you cover all the bases that are in the course project? And that's what you do. Okay? All right. So we'll see you in class, see you in lab, and have a good one. Talk to you soon.